Mr. Ferry, Mr. Riggins is going to come and see you, okay? Just hang in there.
All right, this is the 23-2593 FY, the state of Michigan versus Christopher Ferry.
Good morning, Your Honor. Adam Bookbook on behalf of the
And good morning, Judge, Neighborhood Defender Service by Jackie Pilkowitz, P81653. I'm standing in for the attorney of record, Ken Riggins, on behalf of Mr. Christopher Ferry, who is zooming in from the Wayne County Jail. Mr. Ferry, state your name to the judge, please.
Christopher Ferry.
All right, so this is the time and date set for a probable cause conference. Ms. Pilkowitz, I know you're standing in for Mr. Riggins. Do you know the status of discovery?
Judge, let me double back and check my notes. I believe we have paper discovery. We might still be awaiting digital.
Actually, I just sent that out like 5 minutes ago, Judge. I didn't have Mr. Riggins actually as the attorney of record on our electronic file, but I did go ahead and send that just about 5 minutes ago, so it should come through.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so digital discovery was sent today. I have an exam date right now of November 27th at 9:30 a.m.
Judge, I'm looking at Mr. Riggins' calendar. He has 4 exams in Detroit that morning. So is it possible to do December 4th?
We can do December 4th. I just set another exam for that date as well. I think should I send that for 11, Ms.
Yes.
Maudlin? Can we do 10 a.m. on 12/4?
Yep, that appears to work with his schedule.
In person, 12/4 at 10 a.m. So, and I think we have a complainant. I know the defendant's father and complainant, I think, are both present in the courtroom today. So that'll be the date for that next hearing.
May I address bond, Judge?
You may.
Your Honor, obviously I'm standing in for Mr. Riggins, so this is the first I'm meeting with Mr. Ferry, but what I do see is he's being held on an $1,000 bond. I don't know if it's a 10,000, 10% or 1,000 cash. But we know that the only reason he's being held is because he's indigent and doesn't have the money to be able to post that bond. I understand that this is an assaultive allegation. However, and you know, the complaining witness may be in the courtroom. It does not appear as though the complainant suffered any injuries. I would also point out that a felonious assault generally, Your Honor, carries a term of probation. That is what's typical where with someone like Mr. Ferry, who does not appear to have any priors on his record, would be charged, at worst, convicted of felonious assault. I see that it is also a pneumatic firearm, felony firearm, but in light of the fact that no one was injured, I anticipate that this case could be resolved with the term of probation. I'm asking the court to consider setting a personal bond, leaving a no contact order in place with the complaining witness. Mr. Ferry can stay with his mother at a different address on 4th Street away from the complaining witness. That will be no issue. I have 2 phone numbers for Mr. Ferry, so I don't think that getting in touch with him will be an issue going forward. He's currently being housed on the mental health ward of the jail. His mental health is deteriorating as he's been incarcerated for 10 days. He has, as a child or a juvenile, been housed in a mental health inpatient facility and hospitalized. I don't know more on that, the extent. Of course, this is the first I'm speaking with him. But all of that to say, Judge, is I'm asking the court to allow him to go home for Thanksgiving, to release him on a personal bond. I will leave it at that, but I don't believe he's a flight risk or a danger to the community.
So I signed this warrant. I also arraigned the defendant on this case. and I certainly have significant concerns. The allegations, I understand that there was not an injury, but in my opinion, the allegations were incredibly concerning. The defendant, Mr. Ferry's behavior at the jail was alarming. And it leads me to believe that he is a danger. I don't know if he would show up or not. I mean, he's certainly, Ms. Polkowitz, a danger to himself, you know, and potentially others. Do you live with the mother, sir?
No.
Okay. Can you tell me your name for the record?
My name is James Andrew Ferry, Sr.
Okay, so you do not reside with mom?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right, at this point, I just cannot, I'm not comfortable modifying bond, but Ms. Pilkowitz, I'll hear arguments after I hear testimony in this case, and I'll modify it at that time. I mean, it's $1,000 with a GPS tether. It was 10,000, 10% with a GPS tether and no contact provisions.
And Your Honor, I hear the court, and I'll respect the court's ruling, but just one last effort. Again, we're talking about $1,000 here. So the court is intentionally setting an unaffordable bond for Mr. Ferry when, frankly, me or anybody else, many people in his position would be able to secure their own release. Would the court consider a personal with GPS tether?
Not at this time. Your argument's preserved, but I'm not modifying it today. All right, Mr. Ferry, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Mr. Ferry, Mr. Riggins is going to come and see you, okay? Just hang in there.
Thank you, Your Honor. You and your court have a great day.
Thank you.